Oh shit. That's no bueno. Hey, Mahale. It's gonna be a no bueno day today. No kidding, Mel. These are the hard days. These are the hard days right here. So the headlines all over, at least that I saw, were that headlines I saw were that coronavirus's cases increasing. Also happens to coincide with market Nasdaq 10K. Yeah, the actual uncertainty. Yeah, well, as coronavirus cases increase, they've got decisions to make. The government does, and that's what's going on. Is that they likely opened up too soon. Arizona's got increasing cases. The governor laid out a good plan. And look, I haven't been following tick for tick on the whole coronavirus thing, but from what I remember on his speech, they were going to go in 2 week spurts, and if they didn't have stable cases every 2 weeks, they weren't going to open more. So I'm not sure if he's followed that plan or not, but I know that our cases are going up, and I think nationwide they're going up too. So the question is, are they going to close down again? I don't know if Trump's going to do that. Still got 5, 6 months to the election, so people can forget a lot in 5 or 6 months. So I know this is just a great shakeout attempt by the Bulls. This is why this is hard, so hard right now. It doesn't look like it. But you never know, Mel. I've seen crazy ish happen. All right, so we got things down 16, 20%, 10% down here. Let's see if that gets bigger or smaller. Of course you were, Mel. Of course you were. You should have said that 3 months ago. Now, bear market rallies don't hit new highs. That's kind of generally part of the thing. Maybe there's a big cycle that I'm not aware of, but don't you brum me. You've been gone. You can't walk in here saying I thought it, I said it. Morning, Rob. All right, so tiny bounce so far this morning. Let's see if it keeps up. Or is it going to fall apart? V Dub in Stocks chat room on Slack said he still got his shorts, so that's That's a so far a singular day win for anyone that's been short for any period of time. UAL popping up 5% and was down 20. Let's see what happens. Like I mentioned, these are the hard times because you went short yesterday. Okay, cool. Okay, so NASDAQ 167. Did we open up two? I don't quite recall, to be honest with you. That looks normal. Went down to about, looks like 99, a little bit under 99, 98, 95. So, yeah, UAL got murdered. Ellie got the great exit on UAL. Soxhole NIO win down here. I think Boeing had a bad day too. They had something about 737 dropping. Match.com, Tesla. Hey, B-Dub. I was looking at your post today. I was just talking about it a little bit ago. Mentioned you still had your three time DRV three times real estate there. I didn't realize that. I'll have to keep that one in mind. That probably wasn't around during 2008. UAL looks like it's so far bouncing back on massive volume. So, I mean, best case scenario, this is just a shakeout that everyone's going to hate. I don't know. Like I said, today's a tough day. Today's a tough day because we could rock it up and then still slam back down. So it's a difficult day, especially with the whole coronavirus thing. Because if I mean cases have been going back up again, I don't think they have the political capital to shut us back down. But the question is, are the investors gaming us or are they actually concerned about it? That's the hard part right here. Ugh, sorry. My throat forgot how my throat works. Taking a drink of water. All right. Hopefully I'm done coughing. Oh, man. Coughing the whole time. All right. Did UAL go down or up? Looks like they're going back up. It looks like they're going back up. So we started the day with several 20s. Now we only have 120 and 110, several in between. So not as bad. UAL used the opportunity to get bought up down here, back right down to our breakout point, actually. The cases go back up, people are going to stay inside, not go out to eat, even if there's no lockdown happened in Sweden. There was no, yeah, no, that's true, Laurie. Yeah, I didn't really think of that perspective, but that is accurate. I completely agree with that. And I think I actually saw something about that yesterday that maybe it was New Zealand that even though things are open, people still aren't going outside. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I completely agree with you on that one. Yeah. Which is what makes today a little bit strange. Today's past couple of days were kind of a normal pullback for some of these, coronavirus death stocks, but today is definitely an interesting day, to say the least. Hey, morning, Ellie. Yeah, yep. Drive-throughs everywhere are packed, absolutely packed. Well, yeah, I agree with you, Mel. I mean, I don't want to go sit necessarily in a closed. I don't, are they doing social distancing in theaters for movies and such? I'm actually not sure on that. Tired of cooking. Lazy ass mother. Working from home, you got a little more time at least. 50% seating. Well, the bad part about that is if you remember several years ago, they started putting in, at least in Arizona, that comfort seating, which already reduced their stuff by 50%. So now their stuff's going to be reduced by another 50%. Man, that great water drinking incident of, 637 really hitting me. Man. Mm. All right, there's some red on UAL. We'll see how that goes. Should close any second here. There we go. Just closed. Yeah, that's definitely a concern, Mel. Definitely a concern. But one red day does not make a bear market. That's why these are difficult because the market's been in a massive bull run, and even though the what ifs are out there, the market's still the market. The market likes to shake people out on what ifs. That's why I say it's difficult. Difficult, difficult, difficult. Yeah, I think it's interesting how that worked out. I mean, I'm not a study of the Spanish flu, but that's definitely what I hear. So I'll take them on their word for it. I know they're legit what ifs, but how do you place a bet on that? How do you take a position size on a what if? How do you do that? I don't know how to do that. I just all I know is how to ignore the what ifs. You could have been you could have been what ifing all the way here and shorting the whole time, and now you're wrecked. So uh, you short Tesla. I finally backed down from 1,000. I'll bet you. I'm gonna eat a little bit of crow on my Tesla 1,200 tweet. That's okay. Never ignore legit. Aren't all what ifs legit? The hard part is we have had what ifs on the last 50% of profits. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, well, other than buying McDonald's stock, what's the play then, Mel? Tell me what the play is. Do you short the S&P into the dirt? Because I mean, I'm not necessarily doing that. I'm not really shorting anything into the dirt. I mean, if the SQQ don't work, I don't know what the. I mean, let's just short the top with SQQ. But that last thing pissed me off with the SQQ, so I'm a little annoyed about that. I'm not. I don't think I can short the TQQQ, which is someone mentioned to do that. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do either. I don't know. Well, so what's the play then, Mel? I don't want what ifs. I want the play. It's it's an investment. We're an investment show, Mel. What's the investment? I want the investment. Bet against the dollar. How do you do that? What do you buy the euro or something, or just buy gold? What's gold up to, anyways? I haven't looked at gold in a while. Gold performing spectacularly. Since the coronavirus hit over here, gold is up. Is that March? Make sure I get the right thing. Well, I don't trade in FX markets. Gold's up 6%. UAL's up 10% in the past 14 minutes. Yeah, I don't really do the FX markets. That's not my thing. So would you like go long the euro or something like that? Long euro dollar, or I'm not sure if that's the exact right terminology for FX. Bonds. Was that TNT or TBT? There's actually a symbol for that. I'm not buying bonds directly. There's no way. I'm not trading bonds. I'm not a bond person. Bonds make me throw up a little bit in my mouth. Come on, TNT. Oh, they stopped trading apparently in 2017. Never mind. Oh, TBT. Maybe it's TBT. I never remember this is long or short though. There's like a long and short ETF from these things. I don't know what it is. FXE. Aren't ETFs great? You really do get all kinds of exposure. But isn't the bond market like dead with zero interest rates? Who's buying bonds? I don't know, buddy. The Fed. Well, they issue the bonds and they buy the bonds. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure how that whole thing works. Soxel destroyed overnight. There was holding tight and then just coming in significantly. Doesn't appear to be bouncing back. That Soxel. Not so much. AMD not having a good day. All right, Tesla down three and a half. Oh, it didn't actually drop any farther on the open. Not really. Kind of fudded around a little bit. Still up here towards 1,000. ZYXI, I think's getting added to the S&P something or other, some index. So they're up on that news. Other than that, got Zoom. Well, how do I buy bonds, Mel? Is there an ETF I use? Do I gotta go to the bank and buy it? Like, what do you mean by buy bonds? Isn't bonds one of the biggest markets in the world? So what do you buy? Zoom looking great here this morning. Volume's nice. Yeah, Zoom looking pretty good. All right, only three stocks, triple digits now down. Two stocks, three. We'll count them four. If you're like 9.5 plus, we'll count that as 10. So it's like four stocks. We had like eight or so. Buy bonds before the Fed. Sounds like it makes sense on paper. But like, how much are you making on that? Are you doing this, Mel, or are you just talking about this? All right, UAL continuing to go up here. UAL so far so good this morning. Buy Genus. No, don't buy don't buy Genus. Lucky I don't have Let It Go queued up. IVR beaten down today, doing okay though. Nicola, brand new, don't need to worry about that yet. Manitowoc's down here. Not doing very good. Hey, what's up, Rising? NCLH. Netflix is up. Not too bad. Well, today is kind of like pro coronavirus economy stocks generally and anti all other stocks. All right, a few more down 10%. Soxel and UAL look like they're flipping the script here. Opening 15 minutes, half hours basically done, so we'll see what the real story is from here likely. Our 1.73 for the Nasdaq. Man, that water incident still hanging with me. What, work is down? Oh, I don't know, because they charge way too much. It's fake news. Yeah, it could be fake news. Look at Ellie on the all bull train now. Before you were trying to short Tesla and everything. Now you're flipping the script. That could be a shorting signal by itself. I know I don't watch MongoBD. I have successful trades on MongoBD. He's a changed man. That's not it. MDB, right? Yeah, actually, this one worked out really well. There's like 4 or 5 stocks in here that had nice little trades that I actually just banked profits on, and which is probably in hindsight what I should have done a little more with UAL. Yeah, should have banked some. I was thinking about it too. I had a few options. I could have closed partial position. Which one, Ellie? What do you mean $1? Oh, Mongo. It's not fair. They've always been over $1. You just don't like Mongo. But so here, there's the difference, Ellie. There's the difference. You may not like MongoDB as a technology, but other people are using it and using the company. Two different things. You can not like Tesla. You can hate the electric cars and think they feel weird, don't have a V8 sound, and still make money on them. You can do that. Apparently, someone's using it. All right, so we got about 5 or 6 back in the 10% category now. That's true. Heroin is up. Where's the heroin chart? I promote heroin all the time. Real heroin. You haven't found that channel? We talk about that constantly. I've got the best heroin. Male specific symbols, buddy. It's a little disingenuous to walk in here saying buy bonds if you're not buying bonds and you can't tell me what bonds to buy. When we talk about stocks, we look at specific names. Come on. Come on. Give me some names. Give me something to look at on my charty charts. Ellie, you crack me up. Yeah, Mongo not having a great day today. It's actually been had a little gap down there on earnings, hasn't really been back since. So that was a nice exit before earnings. But this thing basically 10x, almost exactly 10x. If it was $4 more, it would have 10x. So not too bad. Okay, short-term bonds like the 2-year. What's the symbol for that? 2-year bonds. Two um recent futures, options, indices. It's gotta be an ETF for that or something. You did mention uranium. Uranium ETF. Here we go. It's decent since coronavirus lows, 46%. We've still done better. I don't know, Mel. I've still done better in stocks than with uranium. I don't even know what a bond. I doubt. Have bonds doubled in price? I don't know. I don't know how to look up the 2-year. Have bonds doubled in price? 2-year bond ETF. Let's see if that's a thing. There we go. Barclays Capital, U.S. 1 to 2-year government bond index. Come on. Shy. Ah, look at BW on point with something to look at. All right, so since, oh, that's weird. Okay, so it's gone up a whopping 2%. And that was before coronavirus. Since coronavirus hit, it's been flat. So the past 5 years, what is it? What is it with bonds? I honestly don't understand it. And I'm asking a legitimate question, not being a sarcastic asshole, which is my default mode, by the way. So I can't blame you if you think that of me. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you bought bonds. So this was 5 years ago. So I'm not sure what the 1 to 2 years. So you've been getting what, 3%, 2 to 3%, and then appreciation of 2%. So over 5 years, yeah, I get that, but you're talking, at least according to this chart, from your bottom to your top is 4%. So is that the return that bond investors are looking for? I don't know. I'm not a bond investor. I mean, I guess if you've got like 6 billion in capital and you're or an older person reaching retirement age and you're a little bit skittish, maybe 6% over 5 years is manageable. But it still doesn't seem like you're keeping up with inflation. But I guess you do get the bond yield, so that should technically, if inflation is 2.5%, which it'll probably go up a little bit from here, that seems a little bit it seems a little bit risky. It's about portfolio stabilization, limited losses but limited gains. So my view on that is if an individual is going to be active in the markets, you don't need that. That's my viewpoint. That's my viewpoint because like in the so we've been doing this show a little bit now, and we've traversed 2 bear markets and basically avoided pretty much all of it. So if you can if you can take a conservative approach to just traditional index fund investing, you don't have to necessarily worry about these big drawdowns while you can participate in the upside. So if you just did index funds, not even like a triple index fund, which is my standard position, right? If you just did a normal index fund, because you are risk averse, I understand, some people have that nature and that's fine, but you could actively time the markets, make a mistake here and there, which is okay, miss out on some gains. Usually what happens when you make a mistake timing the market, you miss out on gains. It's usually that you don't take huge losses. You're just, not in the market early enough when it rises. But it's been, I mean, just take the past, so this was what, 2018? So yeah, so right here is 28. Yeah, okay, so the same time frame here, the Nasdaq. So let's say you got on a follow through day, and then I'm trying to remember, I think we bobbled out here, but that right there was 17%. And then if you got back in, let's say you took flat through this whole period. Maybe you made money here, maybe you lost money there, and then you get back in here, and then I think we exited here. It's another 16%. So you're up, that's not even compounded with simple math, 32% there, and then here you're up 30%. So you're up 60% versus your bond is up 6%. And inflation is generally rising. So I would argue if you're an investor that can watch their account, this is a risky investment because you have much greater returns. And how else do you battle inflation other than having good returns? That's my personal feeling on it. Personal strategy has been low risk pools of assets. I barely trade, about 5-year time horizons versus higher risk pools of assets with more active trading, less. Okay. Investing's so fun. There's like so many different ways to do it. Everyone has a slightly different twist. Pretty interesting. Okay, so Mel's got a chart here. U.S. government bonds. Oh, you're always on your phone, aren't you, Mel? I always forget that. U.S. government. What? Oh, what's trading view? So you probably just type. This may be the act. Is this the actual price of U.S. government bonds? So one of my questions is, if the Fed is not, they just said the Fed is not going to raise interest rates basically until 2022. So how does this work in that environment? If the Fed is not raising interest rates, they're not lowering them either, probably. I mean, they can interest rates. I mean, aren't interest rates at zero? I don't think they're actually at zero. Aren't they like a 1/4% or something? I mean, doesn't this look like a dead cat bounce in the bond market? I mean, if you're a big investor from a long time ago, you're decimated at this stage of the game. How is that in any way, shape, or form a good thing? Mm. Yeah, that would make more sense, Mel. That would make more sense if this was yield. All right, so Mel can't even prove his own thesis. I love you, Mel, but come on. Come on, you come to a trading chat room talking about bonds. I'm trying to stay with you. I'm actually giving it the old college try here. I've got bonds on my chart. I'm ignoring everything else. I know you're on your phone, so I got to give you a little bit of a pass. This is why I don't do anything on my phone. It's such a pain in the butt. There's no screen state, no real estate there. But yeah, even this SHY. So this is that ETF interpretation. I mean, I don't want to buy this. Why would I want to buy this? Just based on some general global macro theory about bond prices go up. That's okay. Well, how much do bond prices go up? Are they gonna go up 100%? We just watched the frickin' we just watched the TQQQ, which is our default position. How much is that up right now? Just from the follow through day, up 100%. I mean, we were just looking at the thing. No, I understand the actual bonds, and that's what we were looking at. BW sent us a symbol just before I found it, which was pretty cool. Of SHY. This is a 1 to 2 year bond ETF, and it went from 83 at the low in 2019. It's now at a whopping 86, which is a 4%, a 4.39% increase over the course of 2 years or a year and a half or whatever it is. I'm not going to put my money in that. I'll just sit. I'll just sit in cash until the next great stock pop comes of 4%. Which actually today there's only 1%, one stock doing 4%. But you get the general gist of it. I don't think that's a valid use of capital. Not for me. Not for me. If I'm going to be active in the markets, I don't need to wait for 4% over 2 years. That just seems nonsensical. Now, if you want to play the I'm right game or the I can make money in bonds game, that sounds like a win. But I want to play the I'm actually, maximizing my capital appreciation game. That's the game I like to be in. Pretty fun game. Until you have days like this where everything's down 10 to 20%. All right, so far we're able to hold up a little bit. We'll see if we'll see how that goes. Like I said, today's one of those days. One of those days. Let's see what CNBC is talking about. We're a second coronavirus wave. Yep, second coronavirus wave. The problem, I don't know. I almost think that it's going to. I don't know if it's going to bounce back on these airlines though. Zoom suspends US-based activists' accounts after Tiananmen Square commemoration event. Yeah, that was weird. I didn't read much about that. Yeah, I got to lose 50% to gain 2.5. Sounds awesome. Yeah, so Zoom suspended a Tiananmen activist on China. I don't know. If you're global macro, I guess you have to do business in China, but it seems a little weird. It just seems a little bit weird. Like if you come from the US, like, I don't know. It's a tough road to hoe. You got to be in China, the biggest growing economy in the world. You probably do have to have a presence, but whole freedom of speech thing as a United States citizen is pretty amazing when you look at what other countries and their citizens can and cannot do and how it's, legislated by the government. We have pretty open laws generally. BWCs can't see anyone being long airlines. That trade is over. What do you mean by that, BW? You think all the airlines are shutting down? I actually don't have that viewpoint that the airlines are going to shut down. I think we're still going to have planes. Planes are still going to exist, and people are still going to want to use them. If you're talking about the shorter term trade, yeah, Ellie had the great exit. Just pat Ellie on the back. Just pat Ellie on the back. Why won't the market let you buy stock when it's moving too fast? What do you mean? Is the stock halted? Sometimes they'll halt a stock if it's rising or dropping by some metric. I don't know what metric they use because I never see a stock halted, but other than LK for like 3 months. But sometimes they'll let you Well, if you do a limit order rising, if you do a limit order when a stock is rising, you're probably not likely to be able to. Well, you have to use a market order in that case. So a market order will buy your stock immediately. Go to wins. Can I just live in wins? I think wins would be great. I'll just live in wins. Yeah, if you're using a limit order, you're going to have to. So, like, if you go to the level 2, it's going to show you the bid and the ask. Oh, they're both at 42, 45. That's interesting. Well, yeah, it's at 42. Of course, it won't buy at 28. So here, okay, so this is a very low float stock. You've got to be above the current price. And the fun part is this: when this crashes, just like you're not able to get in now, you're not going to be able to get out. So I don't, you can't. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Trust me. I understand. Um, but yeah, so here we talked yesterday about this a little bit. Plus I thought you were just going to go read something. Damn it! Now you're over here gambling again. Just go play the lottery. Some guy up the street from me won $410 million, about 6 miles away. 410 million bucks. That seems more your style. Just go do that. Now you're over here gambling again. What are you doing? Yeah, but anyway, I don't think high flyers are necessarily that bad, you know, but not ones like this that just pop out of nowhere. Um, I I have no idea why is wins going up? Holy pause due to volatility. Yesterday? Oh yeah, this was that's crazy. Looks like a pump and dump, but I mean, look at how impossible that is to exit. So no one's buying here. You're definitely not buying here. You're just learning about it here. Maybe you've seen it. Now you believe in it. Now you buy it. Now it gaps you down, and you're done. And now notice where we just topped. That's a gap fill. Don't. If you want someone to punch you in the face, I mean, I think Ellie's been looking for someone to punch in the face for a long time. He can do that for you, and he'll do it for free. He'll punch you in the face for free. Yeah, so shut up and go read a book. Otherwise, you're. Yeah, if you just want to lose money, that's one thing. But I mean, see, here's the thing: you can't just. Everyone thinks you're gonna. You said it yesterday. Everyone thinks you're gonna jump in the market and go from $1 to 1,000. Um, it's it doesn't work that way. I mean, if you want to trade high flyers, that's okay, but you're going to have some criteria. You can't just hop on every stock, that there is, and you have to have a methodology. You can't like there's no methodology here. It just starts out of nothing and then just goes. You've got to have something to buy off of. That's why chart patterns are a big hit generally with traders because they give you something to buy off of. They give you some semblance of structure to a chart. And structure in a chart implies accumulation and distribution methods of institutions. And when you have that, then you have confidence in a direction. I mean, Tesla's a prime example on the daily chart, at least. I mean, it looks like it's coming back a little bit today, but this is something called a cup and handle chart. The thing here is a lot of people won't buy it because it's quote unquote too high, right? People won't buy it because it's too high, but then it just continues going, and then see, here's the fun dichotomy. Here's the fun dichotomy. So Tesla had another cup and handle down here. There's a cup and handle. That was actually one of my buys in Tesla, right? Out of the cup and handle. People think it's too high, so they don't buy it. Well, this one wasn't actually that high, but anyway, people wouldn't buy it. But where will they buy Tesla? They'll buy it up here at like, where is it at? They'll buy it right here when it's at four, five, $600. So same with almost any stock. They won't buy it like at the proper buy point. Well, what we know is proper buy points. They won't buy it at normal levels because it's like they won't buy it here at the 400 because it's too high. But they will buy up here at four, five, six, at like five or 600, and then they'll hold it, and then maybe they'll sell it back down as it gets to four. This was a weird time, anyways. But you're looking at what to buy. Well, Tesla was a good opportunity. UAL still bull flagging down here. UAL actually back down to the breakout point right there, kind of like the little cup right to the breakout point. That's pretty interesting. We haven't looked at Boeing. Yeah, all right, I'm done giving bonds a chance. That was your opportunity to convince me to buy bonds. I was not convinced. Um, Boeing pulled back. Good volume this morning. Looks like a little bull flag. We'll see if that continues or falls apart. It's still fairly early in the session. But so far, we're not like down. We're still holding up okay. Our buddy Soxel kind of took it on the chin. Looks like it's trying to come back. So that's support of the 10-day moving average for Soxel. Win, how's Win doing? Win also came back down to the breakout point, 20-day support. Kind of a bull flag there as well. Kind of important question, do you believe there will be a second crash? The more important answer to that is I don't know, and neither do you. That's the more important question. The only thing you can do in terms of wondering about a second crash is keep on tabs of the indexes and how they're behaving, which is why I said today is going to be tricky because you have big headlines. The market starts out big and we're at the top, tippy top. That's always a scary place to be. Everyone is worried about the crash. Okay? Let me go ahead and point out places where people were worried about the crash. So we're worried about it this morning, right? Oops. This is where everyone's worried about the crash here. Oh, I have to hit. Okay. They're also worried about the crash here. And they were also worried about the crash here. And they were also worried about the crash here. And they were also worried about the crash here. And they were also worried about the crash here. There's so much worrying happen every single day in the markets. I'm just going to continue doing this forever. Actually, I wonder if can I highlight a bunch at the same time and duplicate? I don't think so. Anyway, you get my general picture. Everyone's worried about the crash. Now, guess what? At some point, they will be right. They are always right because we don't know who they are. But I mean, at some point, everyone's always right, and then that makes them think that they're the true seer of the truth in the world and the markets and with money and with life. And they understand how the world works, and everyone else is false. But at the end of the day, the markets have to dictate what you do, and all you can do is, in all honesty, all you can do is watch. That's all you can do. I was thinking yesterday why everyone is so dismissive about inflation. Realize that I lived through a few in Ukraine and U.S. didn't. We don't. I mean, we have some inflation, but it's not. It's not life changing on a day to day basis. It gets a little bit annoying, and then one day you wake up and well, you go to McDonald's, and I remember back in the day I could go to any drive through and get out for under $5. Now I'm lucky to get out for under $9. So. All right, so Mel's got another chart. So this is a US 10-year, and so we're at 99. And so you're looking for a 10%, an 8% increase in bond prices. That's not bad for a single trade. I thought we were looking at 2 years. Now I'm confused. Well, what's this gappy gap? I thought they lowered interest rates. So if they lowered interest rates and bond prices are going to go up, why the gap here? So yeah, I'm just not convinced in bonds. No one's really been able to convince me about bonds. I've been able to talk more people out of bonds than I've been able to have people talk me into bonds. Yeah, 25-cent hamburgers. Yeah, I remember that too, actually, now that you mentioned that, Rob. Yeah, I used to go to McDonald's and come back with just a ton of food. Yeah, it's not that way anymore. So to that, oh, I think this is Mel. I think I did know what I wanted to ask you. If you go into macro, which I had a post up here in macro. Got to scroll up a little bit, but because I know you're a student and I think you're working with an economics professor or something at one stage of the game. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but the Ray Dalio's book, or at least his website, he's got one called The Changing World Order. Have you read that? I didn't know if you read his Changing World Order. You actually would probably you actually probably would like that, and I wouldn't mind at all your perspective on the book and kind of the macro effects. Yeah, check it out. So, I'll go to it real quick so you can actually, you know what? I think I can post it in Slack here. Yeah, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so it's super cool. It's a kind of a long read. Um, so there's 3 chapters to it. There's the big picture in a tiny nutshell. I'll see if I can increase that for you if you're on your mobile phone. Um, there we go. So this one's okay to read. This is chapter 2 is kind of a really deep read on money, credit, and debt, right? Which you may actually have a better understanding of than I do. And then for the lay person, and even for anyone interested in kind of the socio side of socioeconomic, this big cycle of the last 500 years, this is about the changing world order, essentially where we are and where we're going. And there's going to be a couple more chapters to this. This is kind of an ongoing book, and you can you can just read it. If you want a physical copy, you can order it on Amazon when the actual book comes out. But he's as he's finishing chapters, he's releasing it, and it's anyway. I think it's a very very interesting read. Um, that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment, is that type of a situation. Just trying to figure out, how is the U.S. gonna lose its power? How is that going to affect our economies essentially, and how to maybe try to keep prepared in some fashion for that. So, anyways, Mel, yeah, if you read that and have an opinion, love to discuss it. All right, so looks like Win has a little bull flag here this morning. How about Soxel? Not quite a bull flag, just a little bit of a stoppy stop. UAL, little bull flag here this morning as well. See if we break up here. And then any more green, a little bit more green. We're not running for the hills. Nasdaq at 1.29%, 1.3% instead of 1.6 and 7%. So far it's been a little bit of a shakeout day for the markets. Manitowoc, Soxel, AAXN. Gonna buy BABA? BABA not bad. Long-term turnaround play. It's already broken out. Kind of a first stage base here. a little bit choppy, but obviously, okay, so that's the beginning of the year. Um, yeah, not too bad. Kind of moving averages curling up and extending at this stage of the game. So yeah, hopefully that'll keep on keeping on right there. That's not too bad if you I guess where your stop's going to be about the 212 level or something, maybe under the 20 day. Baba's been a kind of a difficult one to get a beat on. I think it's going to, yeah, it looks like it's trying to squeeze for upside movements, but not quite sure how long that's going to take. That's not too bad though. How's our buddy NIO doing? You know what? I'm kind of hoping. I think kind of to your point there, Ellie, about everything is choppy. If you're not ready for that, please wait till 2021. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think into the election, we're likely to have kind of, I mean, hopefully we just keep going on. Other than that, um, into the election cycle after the election, I think you may see some crazy volatility, and then we'll see what happens on the victor for the election. We'll see what happens. Mel, do you mean a bull market? You said it's undervalued and it's in a 10-year bear market. Little confused by that. Later, B dubs. Yeah, I'm trying to keep hope alive, Ellie. Just trying to keep hope alive a little bit. That's all. I don't know, though. I have a feeling if Trump gets reelected, we'll be on another leg of a bull run. So that's why I don't really care either way. We'll see. You love that uranium, Mel. I think you've been talking about that for a while. What was that symbol? I'll just look it up. Yeah, URA. What? Yeah, okay, so I don't know if this is the spot price of uranium, but what's the spot price of uranium? Because here it says it's $6. Sometimes, Mel, I feel like you're just messing with me. Overall, looks like no trade zone for now, maybe next week. You mean the general markets or those two stocks, Ellie? I don't have uranium in their metals. Oh, soft. No. Oh, general markets? Yeah. I don't even have uranium up here. Well, if Finviz doesn't have it, how can I get a good chart? Boo. Ellie's got plenty of KG. What is yeah, KG did have a little breakout the other day. We'll move up out of a very low area. Not at a bad place on the weekly chart either. Hopefully we'll according to this chart, we should go nice and sideways for 4 to 5 years and then we can move up. So good to go. Looks great, less filling. All right, ZYXI looks like going for it here. Zoom still staying up there. DocuSign doing pretty good. Man, DocuSign's been on fire. Looks like another possible buying opportunity on a breakout here of this little cup pattern thing. So that could be good. Mel, should I keep it in my living room? I don't want to keep uranium in my living room. That doesn't seem very safe for my children. You can't keep uranium in your living room. I'll probably keep it in my I'll keep it in my neighbor's living room. I'll make a shiny piece of artwork out of it and I'll be like, "Hey neighbor, can you store this for me next to your master bed?" Well, I don't think you can actually I don't think you can take physical possession of uranium. I don't know. Can you? I've never tried. Okay, so Mel, what is easier? Taking delivery of uranium at your front door, storing it, hopefully, wow, they had me moderate every nuke sub. That's weird. Or should I just buy stocks on my computer? I don't know. Buying stocks on my computer seems a little bit easier. Well, the question is, do you see bonds 10 or 20xing? If not, then why the hell talk about bonds? Get off of bonds. You're not a central bank. Okay, so these guys have the uranium price. The uranium price does not trade on an open market like other commodities. Buyers and sellers negotiate contracts privately. Prices are published by independent market consultants. Really? Okay, so it prices are about $34 a pound. Mel, how? How? If rates are at zero, how are bonds going to go up 1,000%? I'm trying to understand. I'm really, really trying. Oh, so you're saying you're going to so if bonds double, which I don't even think that's possible, bond prices double. Well, I don't know. I can't say that. Um, you're saying if you're 100 times leverage, then you got 1,000x. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But that's every day in the FX market. I don't know. What, Rob? You don't want to store uranium next to your bed, next to your bed? Actually, uranium from a long-term perspective, just from this chart, doesn't look too bad. I wonder if I wonder if you could buy. So can I buy uranium? Now, am I buying 235 or 238? I'm assuming 235. We all know that, right? You can buy uranium. Oh. So where do you buy uranium? And how do I store it? Or do I have to get a massive lead safe? I need a massive lead safe. Uranium futures, the UX, apparently. Okay, so let's see if we get the UX. Hmm. I don't see the UX on. Oh, actually, if it's future, there it is. Finally. Now I'm actually gonna get a chart on it. All right, how's the markets doing? UAL still down at 10%. Soxel at 7. Win at 5. NIO only down 3. That's not too bad. How's Tesla doing? This ain't get no data on that one. CME NYMEX futures contract, huh? Off exchange traded uranium futures product. Some weird ass shit, Mel. Do you wake up one day and just Google what's like the hardest thing to find information on and then just choose to deep dive that one? Okay, so one trading unit is 250 pounds of U3O8, which I'm assuming is that. But I can't, so it's off exchange. Well, how do I get it? I can't even pull a quote up. It's off market. Intrigued by the weird stuff. Hey, I'm not against, learning about the markets by any. I mean, I'm spending time doing this for crying out loud. Eli's over there looking at stocks, and I'm over here exploring the doldrums of Mel's, the back 40 of Mel's mind. Um, but I still don't know how to get a hold of this thing. And then the other question is how much if this is for whatever reason investment. I think the general crux behind the trade is that they're going to have to make more nuclear reactors and they're going to need more uranium and therefore prices are going to start going 30, 40, 50, 100 bucks. I think is the general is the general thesis. The problem is we're still not making a lot of nuclear reactors. I mean, solar is so prevalent and so cheap these days. By the time you even get land approval to say, okay, you can build a nuclear reactor here, it's going to be 10 years and solar is going to be like 5 cents a kilowatt hour. There's going to be 10 times as much solar on the planet. So, I don't know, it's kind of a weird dichotomy. Aren't there uranium stocks too? Probably just best to play that. TSX, it's on the pink sheets. There's a uranium on the pink sheets. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those 20-year trades there's a saying in the market, even if you're early, you're still wrong. And I generally have a feeling this is like that, is that it may work eventually, but it's not going to work in a reasonable amount of time. I don't see a lot of clamoring for well, anything nuclear based. Trust, I would actually like updated, throw out 50 nuclear reactors. I'm cool with that. Bill Gates has a machine that uses spent nuclear fuel. I mean, come on. It's awesome. They should utilize the technology. Yeah, but I still don't even know how to buy it, Mel. According to the futures thing we just looked at, I can't even, it's off market. I don't even know how to buy it. And then I have to buy some futures contract. It probably has an expiration date. So I don't know. I, I'm not gonna be able to buy an effective future. They don't have perpetual futures like BitMEX does. So look at that, 250,000 pounds is cap. That's a lot of uranium. It's a lot of anything. How do you even transfer that much uranium? 250,000 pounds, that's like, well, I guess that's only 5 semi-trucks worth. I guess it's not too bad. All right, let's get back. And it still hasn't given me uranium quotes. All right, so we're still flagging out here a little bit. Market only 1% down at the moment. Oh, look at Rob. Definitely beating me and Mel to the punch. URA, EUC, EUC, UEC, and then FCUUF. Yeah, I don't want any of them. I don't want any of them. All right, so Gina's still stuck in 20% territory. It's not really going anywhere. Which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. We'll see how that goes. That's GNS is, obviously still pretty new. IVR coming off of its monster bull run there and then pulling back. We'll see if we're going to hold these higher lows. NCLH is a cruise line, and they did kind of undercut their breakout point right there. So that's not super bueno. You got UAL flagging out here. We'll see if it's going to break up or break down. They're back near their breakout point. So that really can go either direction. Technically, this is more of a bullish setup than a bearish setup on the intraday charts, but we'll see how it goes. The more the markets go on, the more they kind of show what they're going to do. Skyworks, another airline. Crocs, GNC. Why is Crocs down so much? Nobody likes rubber shoes anymore. So they're back down towards their moving averages. We'll see if they find support. 50 is a little bit lower, but the 10 and the 20 are right there. GNC just utterly destroyed on the weekly chart. Tilray never quite got going. Now it's testing us here at the trend line. That could be an interesting buying opportunity for Tilray. It's a relatively tight stop loss if you're interested in those MJ stocks still. Soxel, looks like we've spiked off of our 10-day so far. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. I'm going to get out of here in a little bit, guys. So let's walk through the markets here. Space, ooh, kind of undercutting and sitting down towards the bottom part of the channel, actually lower than the bottom part of the channel. 200 daily support is your next kind of bastion for hope at this stage, which happens to coincide with our prior lows over here from late May. Our buddy Win, back to its breakout point. We'll see if that's able to hold. So far, breaking down from the bull flag. Not able to move up, but break down on elevated volume there on the shorter term. And AMD not doing too bad here at all. Ellie said he added to positions down here. Not bad. AMD still looking great. Looks way better than uranium. Actually, looks like Mel's got a. All right, so Mel posted a link about uranium futures trading basics. So if anyone's interested, I'll post it in chat here. Hmm. All right, Tesla looks like 186, so they're kind of hanging out up here. Still around the $1,000 level, which is good, even with all the market stuff today. Yeah, we really haven't bounced back that much, down 1.3%. Definitely doesn't look super duper. Our bullish momentum this morning appears to be waning. We got to see how we're going to play out in the afternoon. UAL here still doing okay. Let's check out the other airlines, which are pretty beaten up here. Wow, that was great. UAL, Alaskan Airlines. They all have very similar structure. They're all doing the same thing. Love coming back down to the 50-day, which is this line here. There's the 20-day it's on at the moment. We'll see how we'll see if it pops back up. And love chart's not too bad. Moving average is converging right here, so nothing super bad. All right, Win taking a little step lower here. So Win also topping up here at the 200-day moving average. Docu doing great. Netflix. All right, let's look at the big ones real quick. Apple was breaking out. Then I'm going to get out of here. Apple was breaking up. So far, just kind of a not really bad day today. It looks like almost an inside day. Yeah, it looks like it is an inside day, as a matter of fact, for Apple. So really, Apple not breaking any strides at all. Amazon, not an inside day, but still in a very healthy location. Microsoft, I think an inside day for Microsoft. Kind of a weaker breakout though, not just barely over average volume. 5% over average. Should be 40% over average on a breakout. Apple had similar thing as well. Had kind of a weaker breakout. And yesterday wasn't even a breakout day. Your breakout day was either this day or this day. I don't remember. Probably would have been this day. But good volume on the way up there, so yeah, they're not really taking Apple out to the woodshed yet. How's our buddy Google doing? Which Google's really not a market leader. Not really. It's still kind of languishing. The others. Facebook was making highs. How's it doing? Not too horrible, not too fantastic, but not too horrible. Nice and sideways here. Support of the 20-day moving average. It's chopping up the 10. Looks like it's stopping slightly shy of the 20 since the move down here. All right. Let's look at Visa for a second, speaking of which. So Visa down a little bit here today. Looks like at the 20-day moving average. Not quite near as a bullish setup this morning at all, actually. Looks like it wants to tumble lower. Does Visa at least. Yeah. A lower high for Visa as well. I guess just economic stuff. Ugh. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good day. We'll see what the market holds. I mean, look, we're up significantly. Nasdaq's into all-time highs. We're back below 10K. So there is a bit of a psychological component to 10K. I think the people that saw the the Dow Jones go 10,000, they're not. I mean, I saw the Dow Jones go 10,000, but yeah, I don't know about. I'm not sure if it's the same fervor for the Nasdaq going 10,000. So, yeah, we'll see. We start another leg lower here. likely to be more pain. Let's look at our distribution day count. I think we're at 2 or 3. So yeah, 2 on the S&P, 1 on the Nasdaq. We're still super low distribution days too. That's the other thing. We could FUD around here for a while and still generally be healthy. We'll see how the market responds today in terms of volume, but I wonder if we're gonna could get a distribution day today if this keeps up. But we're still super low distribution day. Yeah, it won't. I don't know if it'll. Well, no, they'll do the market. They'll do the big picture later in the day. So that's not too bad. Our volume was above average, so yeah, it may be a little tough getting a distribution day today, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I said, interesting day in the market, trying to stay with everything if you can, and if if you got profits and can't, then I guess it is what it is. So guess it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good day. I will see you.